Everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how to use WebRTC to do video calling inside your web app using JavaScript. So firstly I will show you so the output is not ready yet, so I won't be able to show you the output because I want to divide this tutorial into multiple parts. But basically what I have done for now is here you have these two video elements. And I have two buttons as well, call and hang up. So if I click on call, basically what I'm trying to do for now is get the video audio permission from your browser, and once you have it display it inside your video tag. So if I click on the call button now, as you saw, I was able to see the video stream. Now I have refreshed my page because there is a lot of echo and background noise in the stream. That's why you won't be able to understand what I'm trying to speak. But anyways, like I'll just show it to you once again. If I click on call again, as you saw, the stream was available in this video tag. So I'll just quickly show you. First thing which you should do is I'll just remove this, we don't need this. So the first thing which you need is you will require an HTTP server, and for that you can use a so if I'm using normal HTML, CSS, JavaScript, if you want you can use a web framework like React, Vue or Angular. They come with a web server of their own, so we don't have to worry about that. So your site is served on HTTP. If you are like me using normal HTML, CSS, JavaScript, you can use Vite. So if you follow the Vite documentation, they have a command to create a project, and in that you can just select vanilla. It will automatically create a vanilla project for you. Basically we require a server so that many of the features of WebRTC, it requires a secure context or localhost. If you still are confused, there is a VS Code extension called live server, so you can serve your HTML page using that live server, so you don't have to worry about it. So that's the first thing. Let's get started. So inside my index.html I have created a normal HTML5 template. Here I am using Bootstrap. Okay, next thing, I have taken one container. Here there is a div for username, and here I have created one button for call and one for hang up like I have shown you. Then I have created one div for answer as well, like once a user receives a call, he will have the option, the other user will have like if I receive a call, I will have the option to answer it. And here I have created another div of videos. So there are few things. One is suppose if I call you and I'm waiting for you to reply, for you to answer it, I will get this waiting for answer. Okay, and this video, it will just stream our local audio video. This is video tag is for streaming the remote audio video, and here I have just added one script tag. Now inside styles.css I have just added normal styles, so you can just copy paste it if you want to. And inside scripts.js I have got hold of our local video element as well as remote video element. Then I have created one variable for local stream, second for remote stream, and one for peer connection as well. And I have also got hold of our call button. So as soon as I click on it, we call this call method which I have created. So basically these things ask for video audio permission, and once we get it, we just apply to our src object. If you want, you can just wrap this inside try catch as well, so in case if the user denies the permission, you can handle that scenario as well. Okay, next one more thing which I have done is that I have also created a so I'll just add this alert. So I have also created a separate folder, not inside this particular folder but a separate folder for our server, because WebRTC requires a signaling server. Signaling server is basically like our normal node.js server or any kind of server you can create, but I'm using node.js because that's what I'm familiar with. And if I open index.js, here you can see that I have created a folder called server. Inside that I have just created this package.json file. If you want to create this, you can just run a command saying npm init-y. You will have to open terminal cd to your server folder and then run npm init-y. Of course, you will require node.js installed on your local PC. Once that is done, I have added 2 scripts for starting our index.js. If you want, you can use nodemon as well, but like I don't like it. And here inside dependency, I have added express as the web framework which we will be using. And inside index.js, all I have done is that I have imported express, created app for it, and here we have started our server on port 8181. If you want, you can use some other port as well. Okay guys, so the next step is to create an offer. So what I'll do is that I will quickly click on this call button again. It opens my stream. I will just stop this, and here you can see that the offer was created. So basically what happens is that whenever you want to connect to someone, it has to go through it requires an ICE candidate, and for that we have to connect with a stun or a turn server. So there is a lot of complexity when you want to connect with someone. So someone might have firewall enabled, so all that kind of stuff is taken care by WebRTC. We don't really have to worry about it. So I'll quickly refresh this. So the next set of changes which you have to make inside your code is, so if you see the first change which I have made, I have created this peer connection. Now we don't need to create the stun and turn server, so Google has already provided that for us. So you can just use this stun server. There are other stun server available online as well. If you want, you can just do a quick Google search. So but for now these are fine. Next, what I'm doing is that so as soon as I get this stream, I'm assigning it to our local variable as well, local stream equal to stream. Then we are creating our peer connection. So this peer connection might take some time to resolve. That's why I have created a promise, and here we are just initializing our RTC peer connection, passing our peer configuration which we had created for stun server. Then we get all the tracks which are present inside our local stream, and we add those tracks to our peer connection so that the receiver should be able to receive it when we create an offer. And here inside peer connection, we just add event listener for ICE candidate. I'm not really doing anything with it for now, but that's fine. And as soon as we get that, I just do resolve our promise. Once we do that, over here you can see, and then I'm doing peer connection dot create offer. We'll get the offer, and for now I'm just printing it to the console. Guys, so the next step which we will be doing is connecting installing socket.io on our backend and connecting it from the front end. So first I'll show you guys the front end code. So this is our front end code. The first thing which you have to do is, inside our script I had to add this type module because I'm using Vite, and if you don't add this type equal to module, you can't have this top level imports. Otherwise, if you're facing a lot of issue, you might have to use a web framework like nextjs which internally handles all that for us, nextjs or Angular or Vue, whatever. But yeah, once you do that, inside my package.json I have installed this dependency socket.io client, which will help us to connect to socket.io of our server. And I have also changed the port for our node.js server to 3001. I will show you that in a bit. So here you can just do http://localhost:3001, and I have imported IO from socket.io client. And as soon as we get the socket, we are just doing socket.onConnect, and I am printing out the socket.id over here. So if you see inside my browser, I am able to print the socket ID. Now you will have to go back to your server logic. So here, firstly, ignore this certificates keys. These were just part of my debugging. So why I created this, because previously I was using HTTPS. You can use HTTP as well. Like, I think for production you will have to use HTTPS, and then here you will have to use HTTPS. And if you use HTTPS, you require these certificates as well. but this also, like, these were dummy certificates, not proper certificates. So that's why I resorted back to HTTPS. You don't require this FS module as well. I just imported it because I wanted to read this. Again, ignore all this stuff if it is too confusing for you. Just import HTTP. We already had this. I added to also this URL encoded and JSON, and I have imported socket.io. So you will have to stop your server, do an npm install of socket.io. Again, ignore this, we don't need this mkcrt. Just install socket.io. Once you do that, here I have created our http.create server. I have passed our app. Okay, then here this is for course handling, this part as well as this part, so that our client can connect to our server backend properly. And as soon as our connection is connected, I am just printing out socket connected. So if you see here, I am getting a message called socket connected on the server side, and here I have changed the port to 3001, and here I am just listening to our port. And once the connection has been established, I am just doing connection established properly. Unable to connect, no, we don't require this database because we don't have a database. Unable to connect. Okay, and here we just write, okay, we don't actually require this try catch. You can use something like this. Okay, and then you will have to again run npm run dev. If you have nodemon installed, then you don't have to do anything because it automatically runs the new code. But I think it's good idea, because whenever you do an npm install of any kind of package, it's better to stop your server and rerun it again. So yeah, once you do that, you should be able to see socket id on your client side. Okay guys, so the next thing which we have to do is we have to send the offer which we get after starting our stream back to node.js side, so that node.js is acting as a signaling server. It will emit that to all other clients who are connected to our server. First, I am also displaying this username, so I have assigned some random username. For that, what I have did is, first you will have to come to your client side logic. I have taken some username, and here I have just assigned some random number to it. Okay, so that every client connected to every user that uses our app has some random username. Like in production, you might be having some login page or sign up page, right? From that you will get the username. And so I am just updating this to our username. Okay, I have also assigned some password. Now as soon as I connect to our socket, I am using this auth. So we can send with the help of this auth, we can send the username and password. Now this does not have to be username and password. You can send any kind of user related data back to your backend side. It can be a JWT token as well. So suppose if you have a JWT token, you can send something like my JWT token, something like this, and you can receive it on the server side as well. Just for simplicity, I have kept it as username and password. That's one thing. The next thing is, here I have set local description for our peer connection. So whatever offer we get, we just do peer connection dot set local description, pass our offer, and then we do socket dot emit new offer and pass our offer to it, so that our backend will receive that particular offer. Now if I go to my backend logic, okay, so here I have created one variable called offers, and here I am keeping track of all the clients who are connected to our server. So I have created two variables for it. Now, so as you remember, we are passing the username and password via auth. So this is how you can get it. If you are passing JWT or token, whatever, however you are passing it, you can just fetch it. So suppose if you had passed something like token over here, so if you had written token over here, then you would just write socket.handshake.auth.token and you will get the token. Then you will have to write some kind of a logic. I have not written that logic because I don't have a database or authentication mechanism, but here you will have to write logic to do check if JWT or username / password is correct or not, something like that. You will have to write some with your database and compare, and if the user is proper, then only you can do all this logic. otherwise throw an error message. So I'll quickly save this, and here you can see we are so as soon as we get the user, I'm just adding it to our array of connected sockets. So I'm just pushing the socket ID as well as the username, and as soon as we get the offer, so our server is listening for this new offer variable. And if you remember, we were emitting it with the same identifier new offer from our client side. So once we get it on the server side, we assign offers. So the offers variable which we have, just do dot push because it is an array. So we pass the username who is offering it, the offer, okay, then the offer ice candidate is empty for now, answer username is null for now, answer is null for now, and answer ice candidate is also empty for now. Then we will have to emit this offer to all the users who are connected except the one who sent us. So for doing that, we have to do socket.broadcast.emit. This is our identifier. So whoever is gonna answer needs to be listening for this, and we just do offers.slice. So this will help us to emit to all the connected clients except for the one who has sent us this particular offer. Okay guys, so the next step which I have done is I have come back to our client app, and here I have added one variable called did I offer equal to false, and as soon as we do an offer, I make it as true. And if you remember, we were getting an event listener for ice candidate. So as soon as we get that, we are checking if the event.candidate is not equal to null. If it is not equal to null, we are emitting one socket event to our client, to our server side. So here this is the identifier for it, and here you can see these are the values which we are sending, like the ice candidate which we get from event.candidate, the ice username which is the username, and did I offer which is true in our case. Next, it could be false in case if you haven't offered it. And here if you see on the server side, I have just added this logic of send ice candidate to signaling server. So we are listening for this from the client side, and as soon as we get the object, we are getting did I offer ice username and ice candidate. Then I check if did I offer is equal to true. If yes, then we try to find that particular username from our offer. So this from our this array, we try to find if offer.offer username this is equal to the ice username which we have sent. If that is equal, if we are able to find such case, then what we are doing, offers this variables this one offers in offers, which is and we are just doing offer ice candidates. So we are getting one item from this particular offers where offer username is equal to the ice username. Then we are getting from that particular one offer, we are getting this offer ice candidate, and we are pushing that ice candidate to this offer ice candidate. Okay, right. So the next step which you have to do is you have to shut down your server. The reason why I'm asking you to shut down your server is that we have done a lot of changes both inside our web app as well as on the server side. And if you don't restart your server, like don't restart it now, just close down your server. Given that we have made so many changes, you would be having a different socket ID from the same client itself. So even though I'm connected from the same browser window, same browser window, I have multiple socket ID client connected to our server because I'm using Vite, and as soon as I do save on the client side, it refreshes my web page. So stop your web's backend server for now. Okay, next we'll go to our backend code, and here I have already shown you this. So the important thing, the one more thing which I have added is I have added this if offers.length is greater than 0, but here we are pushing our offer. But suppose I am client A connected to our server, and I have already called someone. Then later on client B has connected to our server, so this offers.length will be greater than 0, right? So in that case also I am emitting an event called available offers, and I am sending all the offers which we have. Don't start your server yet. then you can close down your client server as well. There is no need to close down your client server, but yeah, just for safety you can close it. And here inside client server I have done few things. So first is we are listening for these two things, so available offers as well as new offer awaiting. So if you remember, we have added this new offer awaiting as well as available offers, both are sending offers to us and we are just getting back that offer. Okay, and here this answer offer gets called when we create a button dynamically, so I'll show you that in a bit. So here inside, once either of this is called, we call this create offer ELS function, which has a bunch of offers. So we get our answer EL using document.querySelector. So the div which we had created over here, where did it go? This one. Stack answer, sorry, this one. Okay, so once we get access to that, the next thing which I am doing is that we are getting access using document.querySelector, and then we are looping over all the offers and we are creating a div for each and every offer which we have. And because you might receive a call from multiple people, right? That's why we are looping over it. We are creating a div, each div will have a button, so I'm creating a button dynamically, and the text for that button would be offer dot the username of whoever is making call to us, and on click of the button we are just calling this answer offer for now. And we are also appending this new offer EL, the document which we created, to our answer EL div, the div which we created to our answer EL div. Now what you can do is just start your server. I'll close it, I'll start my server, and it has automatically connected to my socket. So I have incognito window open, I have a incognito window open as well. So here you can see, and if I quickly click on the call function over here inside my normal window, you can, I will just pause this for now, and if I go to incognito, here you can see I'm getting this answer button. Alright, and if I just click on inspect, go to console, ignore this, like this error was because I had disconnected the backend server, and if I click on answer, I get this particular offer. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.